Go.
We will be presenting our philosophical view and the best practices of diagnostic, formative, and summative assessments. Diagnostic assessment is important to determine what your students know at the beginning of the year and beginning of a new unit. This allows you to design the unit to meet the students' needs. These pictures are examples of some of the best practices for gathering this information. Using portfolios gives us a comprehensive view of past student achievements. It also shows us different strengths and weaknesses each student may have. It gives us a more in-depth look than report cards, but report cards are still important. With portfolios, you can judge student work yourself. Attendance and health records are important also in determining what students' abilities are and priorities outside of school that each student may have. Teacher-student interactions are important for teachers to get to know their students and their capabilities, not only in the classroom, but students' social skills as well. A KWL chart is another good way to gauge what students know. This can take many forms, including written and game format, where it is also beneficial to see students' social skills. Accommodations need to be considered for students. This may be offering different ways to take the assessment, including computer and orally. Each student has different abilities and needs, so we need to make sure the form we offer the assessment in doesn't give us an inaccurate view of students' capabilities. A pretest tells you what students know about a specific topic. Pretests can help you see what is known about a topic, and you can use them to judge where you will begin your unit and what information needs to be covered based on standards and benchmarks. This information allows you to set goals for the unit and year. Not only as a teacher, but students can also benefit from the goal-setting process. This sets them up for success.
Formative assessment is one of the most important classroom tools. It provides equal access to educational opportunities for all students, and it allows your students to develop critical thinking skills. Formative assessment also helps promote self-governing skills, and it aids all students into making progress. One major focus of formative assessment is giving feedback on students' growth toward a specific goal. Therefore, formative assessment is assessment for learning. These pictures include a collection of different types of formative assessment. Observing students during a task will allow you to check for student understanding on the subject. It's important for you to check for understanding by asking students informal questions. Giving homework, tests, or quizzes that are not graded will provide students with feedback towards their learning goal. Giving homework as a formative assessment is helpful to students because they are doing it in a comfortable environment without the pressure of it being a timed assessment. Collaborative quizzes are another good way to ease pressure and for students to bounce ideas off each other, therefore showing what students know and learning from each other in the process. Keeping a journal is a good way to check in with students and observe their progress. This can be done by giving them prompts or a choice of free write. It is beneficial for students to reflect upon their own work and also be assessed by their peers.
Summative assessments are important for teachers to get an understanding of what their students learned after a particular unit. It is essential that teachers create these formats for the appropriate grade level of their students. Summative assessments are also used at the end of each year. Some of the best types of summative assessments are teacher-made assessments, such as multiple choice, true-false, and short answer formats as shown. Presentations, projects, and short stories are also important assessments that can be used. It is essential that teachers use previous assessments such as formative and diagnostic to determine which formats best fit their students. Teachers also need to realize that some students may need extra time to take their test, and some students may need to have their tests read aloud. It is important that teachers accommodate these needs to their students' abilities. Checklists are also important for students and teachers to create together in order for them to know what is expected of one another. Finally, summative assessments should be designed for teachers to make sure they cover their learning goals and that the students learn the specific content knowledge as expected.